white. I can't more belly white. I can't friend more belly white. Alpha to my tie, Lord of Silver. 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 Itaina, I take over the pen. Itaina, I take over the pen. Patuma Taikani Minuya Tela. Patuma Taikani Minuya Pola. Alakaloy, Kumikela. Alakaloy, Kumikela. Alakaloy, Kumikela. Alakaloy, Kumikwalae.
At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Jah.
And I am Anthony Seard. A pleasant welcome to another edition of the Hour of Politics with me, your host here at Focus on Liberia. And you heard that there, we educate, we elevate, and promote all things Liberia. The hot seat is always for somebody to sit in. And this time, Dr. Saye Gongloe sits in the hot seat. It's the Hour of Politics, and you will hear politics today. But we have a topic for today's edition of the Hour of Politics. An allegation, a major one against the poor man lawyer, they call him, Councillor Tiawan Saye Gongloe, the standard bearer, the political candidate of the Liberian People's Party, is being accused mostly by folks who are supporters and surrogates of Vice President Joseph Yimambuaka. The Unity Party camp is saying they have something on him at this time. But not only that, we will be looking at some criticism against Councillor Tiawan Gongloe in his quest to net the Liberian's presidency. Seated and ready to go is Mr. Saye Gongloe. Dr. Gongloe is the board chairman for the Friends of Tiawan Gongloe, and he joins me from his beautiful home in the state of Minnesota. It's good to have you. Welcome. How are you doing?
Well, thank you, Brother CA. I'm happy to be here. I think this seat is not hot. It's a cool seat. So I'm not in the hot seat. I'm in the opportunity, seat of opportunity so that I can explain and clarify some stuff.
All right. You heard him. He's here to explain and to clarify allegations and criticisms against his candidate, Councillor Tiawan Gongloe. There has been a wild allegation ongoing now, purportedly from the Unity Party's camp, saying Councillor Tiawan Gongloe has taken some money from a ruling CDC in exchange for a 2029 presidential support. Is there any truth to this allegation that we are hearing? And on top of that, there have been criticism against Tiawan Gongloe. He joined in the game so late. He's doing all day. He's not going to win. A vote for him is, indirectly for CDC. And so why is he wasting his time? And many other criticism against Councillor Tiawan Gongloe. Even others are saying, well, why is he saying that Joseph Boakai and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf went on the water, and Boakai is claiming that he did not get wet? He said that because Boakai was in the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration, but Gongloe was in our administration too. So how can he claim Boakai was the only one in our government that went on the water and came out as not being wet, except for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf? I told you this seat is hot. He said the seed is cool. We shall find out. Folks, hit that share button. It's the hour of politics. That's me answering here. My questions will bite. Dr. Kwan, the stage is set. Let's get it going here.
Well, thank you very much, Anthony. Those are very good questions, and I will clarify them, answer them for you the best way.
So,
number one, the allegation.
Let me lay the stage now. The criticism that is coming from your opponent, the United Party camp in particular, is that your guy, Councillor Tiawan Gongloe, have taken money from the CDC. Is there any truth to this matter? What has Tiawan Gongloe been able to tell you? What is your camp position on this issue?
Well, number one, that is not just a categorical lie, but it's also ludicrous, right? I have spoken to Councillor Gongloe directly. I spoke to Dr. Yakbawulo, and the chairman of LPP, Nyankwe Zizi, and they all categorically
the Secretary General Zizi you met.
No, Nyankwe Zizi is actually chairman of LPP.
Oh, he's the chairman. Go ahead.
Yeah, and they have all categorically denied any such incident where the party or the Gongloe movement will go to Tiawan Gongloe will go to CDC to ask for money to do pool washing. I say it's ludicrous because the reason those of us in the opposition are looking for money to have pool washers is so that CDC doesn't cheat, right? So to say CDC will give money to an opposition party for pool washing, it's like that defeats the whole thing. The poll washers are there to ensure that CDC doesn't cheat. So it doesn't make any sense to say CDC will be paying money to somebody else.
But Dr. Kwan, their logic is that since Tiawan is known, or your camp is known to not have money, the CDC is trying to make available money, as they are alleging, so that Tiawan Gongloe can snatch more votes from Joseph Boaka to minimize Boaka's chances, so that our chances will be up there. Isn't that the logic?
Well, it's not logical at all. Even if you say that's a logic, it's not logical at all. If CDC have money to help Tiawan's campaign so that it takes votes from LP, let's say from UP, why not get the money to Tiawan to go run campaign to take the vote out? Why get the money to say go wash, put it towards pool washing, which is something that will happen on election day. Tiawan right now is stranded.
He will be able to win more votes from Nimba County, and you well know, Frank Johnson is supporting Boaka. And with his support, Boaka may likely snatch a significant chunk of the votes in Nimba, but with of Tiawan being armed with the resources, that would not happen.
But that's what I'm saying. So what I heard Spoon TV have been propagating is that CDC gave money for pool washing, right? It's like, well, Tiawan, day before yesterday was in Grand Jide. He's been trying to get away from Grand Jide to Monrovia. Is taking him 2 days because the roads are bad. The vehicles he's having, they're not kind of tactically built, and he does not have a helicopter to take him from Grand Jide and bring him to Monrovia or to Debunking County. So if CDC had money, or if Tiawan was stranded, Councillor Gongloe was stranded for money, why wouldn't he be taking the money to put it into getting himself some brand new Land Rovers or whatever new car it is that people drive in Liberia, to be able to run to Grand Jide or to Nimba and run a campaign there in order to take votes? But CDC will get the money for poll washing. That's why I say it's very ludicrous. It doesn't make sense. There's no logic in it. And if Councillor Gongloe had extra money, he wouldn't have been stranded in Grand Jide for 2 days, taking 2 days from Grand Jide to Banga. I'm sure the reality on the ground does not support the allegation. And this is not new, Mr. C.
But Dr. Kwan, the allegation, hold on there, the allegation is also that Tiawan is doing this, trying to give CDC a helping hand because he does not see the possibility of him winning the election. And so he's looking, let me land here, he's looking at the future 2029. President Weah will not be contesting. And so the CDC will give Tiawan his backing. So they want to, he wants to help CDC now so that CDC can help in 2029 when he will actually have a chance.
Okay, that also is very ludicrous. It doesn't make any sense at all, right? It doesn't make any sense at all. Number one, there are 20 presidential candidates running, right? All right. I think maybe 18 of them are in Monrovia currently as we speak, right? Or they're going to places where there's quota and they're not inconveniencing themselves. Tiawan was in Grand Jide 2 days ago, was in Tapeta 3 days ago. And for somebody to say he thinks he's not going to win or he thinks he does not have a path to winning this election, it doesn't make sense. Because if Councillor Gongloe at any point had thought he does not have a path to winning, he would not be struggling in the mud in Lower Nimba or Grand Jide 1 week before the election. He will probably be in Monrovia right now watching TV or watching some premier schools or something.
Some people think that he's
out there still campaigning.
His network, hold on there. He's auditioning for 2029.
Well, let me learn though. Let me learn, Anthony.
2023.
Anthony, let me learn because your question was very long. So let me learn. So number one, the fact that he is still campaigning, even as we speak, the fact that I'm here today to talk on this thing, to clarify these things, is we still believe there is a path for winning in this thing. It is a unity party. From the day that Councillor Boaka selected Jeremiah Kuhn as his running mate, Unity Party went on the offensive with that thing. So this is not new to us. They have said every vote that Councillor Gongloe gets will be a vote from Boakai. So they have always said that we do not have a winning path. And the fact that we are talking about us today means they are shaking in their boots. Because if they were as confident as they thought they are, why would they say we are making a compact with CDC for 2029 and not with them? Because somewhere there, Unity Party is no longer as sure of victory as they used to be, and they're shaking. So now they're looking for ways to muddy the water a little bit, and they're scared. The person they're scared of the most is Councillor Gongloe. So they're trying to kind of solid his reputation. But I can tell you one thing.
What is it with Councillor Gongloe, in your words, that they are afraid of the most? What is it?
Councillor Gongloe is out there running campaign. Where is their candidate? Where's their candidate?
The last time he was in
as Councillor Gongloe is out there running campaign. Last time I spoke to him, he has been to 316 cities, towns, and villages in Liberia. No other candidate in this race is doing anything close to it. Not even the people that have helicopters, they're not even trying to go to as many people. So as
if we talk about the Unity Party, they have surrogates in the feed.
We're talking about
hold on, Dr. Kwan. Let's have a conversation here. Tiawan Gongloe his own messenger in the feed.
He's not.
He got Daros Dillon. Hold on. He got the rescue money. And he got the rescue soldier. And he got the rescue light. These people
exactly.
Whereby Tiawan is his own man right now.
Exactly. That is the exact point we're trying to make. So yeah, it's a former ruling party that was in government that led the country for 12 years. They have all the rescue machinery from rescue grandmother all the way down to rescue grandbaby and rescue whatever they have. But still, with the one-man campaign, we're the one that's shaking them out because it doesn't take all that catchy names to run a campaign. You need vision, you need a plan. Okay, so the
Is
three
it something
things
you see that they are afraid of
huh?
about your guy? I don't see anything that they are afraid of here.
So why are they talking about us? Right? We got one more week. We got one
Maybe
more week
because
to
your
election.
candidate
Why are
is
they talking about
insignificant
us?
in their opinion. That's why they are talking about him, that he should get out of race, maybe.
Exactly. Because what you think they're afraid of?
You
Because
tell
they
me.
know that's what I'm telling you. We still believe that we're gonna win this race. And they see her as the most pressing threat. It is not. It is not. It is not a secret
Yeah,
that
but
the
now I think
color
they see
ruling.
you as they see your candidate as a distraction, and they don't see a path.
All right. Look at it this way, Anthony. Let me explain to you why they're scared. So on December 4th, 2021, December 4th, Councillor Gongloe comes out and say, I'm raising my hand to run for president of the Republic of Liberia, December 4th, 2021. Um, Everybody will, man, come on. The man, the poor man, besides that, he doesn't have a party. He doesn't have any kind of record of running any kind of election in Liberia before. So they started laughing at us at that time. True, he didn't have a party. Instead of building a party around his personality, he decided to go back to his original party that was banned in Liberia in 1984 and resurrected that party. LPP did not go to convention till September 2022, right?
Mhm.
So from September 2022 to now, the end of September 2023, we have taken a virtually unknown political personality in Liberia. And now we're talking about whether he's number 2 or number 3. And most of us that we don't have catchy names that rescue this or fix this. And this is our first time running political campaigns. And
Apparently,
yet,
they see your
and
candidate
yet,
as a
and
spoiler.
yet we were able to
Apparently, they
take
see
a
your candidate
virtually
as a
unknown
spoiler.
person and put them on the pedestal. So there's something about our candidate, our message, and our vision that is scaring them. And that's why they're talking about us today.
One man think they are not afraid. Apparently, they just see Tiawan Gongloe, your candidate, as a spoiler who's yes to just spoil things
Who
for
is
them.
falling for?
Probably he's spoiling it for himself.
Oh, but then why are they talking about it? So if I am spoiling something for myself, why would they be spending two
The
or 3 days
United Party
talking
seems to
about it?
be very comfortable here. You saw their
I don't
launch.
see sign
You
of them
saw
being
their launch.
comfortable.
You saw their launch. Their launch was extraordinary on a heavy downpour of rain,
Mm,
Liberian
mm,
Kings. And you compare it with the LPP launch,
mm-hmm.
the Tier 1 launch.
Yeah.
It didn't even say anything about
Well,
the path, the
that's
victory.
how you saw it, right? That's how you saw it. But if you were in Liberia today, right now, as we are speaking, if I say me, if I say, hey, I'm having a program right now to Freeport on Sunday, there'll be free T-shirts, there'll be maybe liquor and food. See how many people show up, right? In the end, the people are going to vote for vision. They're not just going to vote for crown or for a T-shirt or for something. They've already done that before. They know it doesn't work. And I can assure you, I can tell you right off the bat,
Mhm.
if they're talking about us, they're not as sure of themselves as you think they are, because it's like people who are comfortable don't waste their precious time talking about underlings that don't matter as much as they say we don't. So what they're lacking right now is a vision of Liberia.
Dr.
What is
Kwan,
happening right now is a message, or what would be different if they were to go back into power.
Dr.
So
Kwan, earlier you mentioned that you have a path.
instead of focusing on their message, they're focusing on us. That means they're not. There's something that has not. Does not.
Dr. Kwan, earlier you mentioned that your candidate has a path. What is the path that you see? Unity Party doesn't see the path.
Well, I am not responsible for what Unity Party sees. Their perception is based on who they choose to listen to and what they choose to see.
Yeah, but what is your candidate path?
Our path is that we have a good message, we have a good vision, and we have a good messenger. And his path to leadership is he will take that message to each and every Liberian that he has access
and
to,
how can
and
this
he
be
has been
measured?
doing it.
What can we relate it to? In the case of the CDC, we see the crowd. In the case of the Unity Party, we see the crowd. You say you have a path. What explains your path? What suggests that you have a path? Just the message?
The fact that we're talking today, right? So if you were to do a poll, like I told you earlier, all right. So if you took a political newbie, right, and then say, okay, this person who has never held elected office, he never ran an election before, is running on a party that was banned 1984 that has never been active, and then
the LPP has been active. Tuan Nantipote was on that ticket 1997 and election years after. The party has always been participating.
Well, what had happened though was they formed separate parties, even though some of them tried to stay true to the original vision, but most of them went and formed new parties that were kind of like similar, but not LPP per se. But anyways,
LPP has been contesting elections since 1997.
Yeah, but let's take it that way. Okay, since 1997. All right, and then you take this person, and you got 20 people running, right? And now, if you got us around number 2 or number 3, at this point, you know there's something we have, right? We have not fallen off. We have not fallen off the crack. Everybody thought we would be dead by now. We're not dead yet. We're still trucking. So there must be something there that's keeping us alive.
Dr. Kwan, when you talk to Liberians about Tiawan Gongloe, they will tell you, well, he's a good man, but I don't think he's gonna win. That's the people speaking. And at some point in 1997, and people said, well, Gango was the guy. Everybody was talking about Gango. 2017, everybody started talking about Joshua. Joshua will come to win. But when we talk about Tiawan, right now, in fact, people are saying, well, that Bwaka we won, whether he owe or not, he's the one. When you bring Tiawan up, they say, well, he's a good man, but he came late. Let him wait for a time. Maybe next election year. This thing suggests that Tiawan doesn't have a path.
No. You know why? When I was in Liberia the last time, I don't know when the last time you were there, but I was just there this past March. And I heard about this concept in Liberia called mutual deception. The average Liberian people have now realized that politicians lie all the time. In fact, in Liberia, politics and lie practically mean the same thing, right? They don't look at politicians as people with honor or integrity, and politicians willfully lie to them all the time. So then the people of Liberia themselves have decided they will lie to the politicians in return. So if there were any way where you could analytically look at the same crowd, the people, you will see that the same crowd that were there behind Bwaka was the same crowd that were there behind CDC. And if you were to go there today and call a crowd at Anthony Tubman Stadium or SKT Stadium, the same people will come there. In fact, there were days when you saw pictures on the day where the same people having both T-shirts on. So
People
I
said the
don't
same
go. I
thing with
don't.
Ellen cry, Ellen will go and win. People said the
Well,
same thing about Joshua cry,
yeah.
Joshua will go and
So
win.
you're talking about history then. So that there's that, and we're talking about the present tense. I'm just saying because the people of Liberia have also decided to play politics with the politicians. I don't give much. I don't give much credence to crowd sizes or stuff, especially in crowds where they're giving out free T-shirts or money or stuff like that. People will come for it. I was there at one time. Whenever there was a free T-shirt someplace, we all went and got it.
And
So
that's the
I
point.
don't
There
I don't
have
go
been
with
some
the crowd.
criticism, though. There have been some criticism against your candidate.
All right.
He was part and parcel of the Unity Party's government. And
Sure.
yet, he points the accusing fingers of Unity Party not doing well against Josiah Yimambuaka, even though he served in the same government.
Yeah.
So people are saying, well, how are you different than Buaka when you and Buaka serve Ellen Johnson Sirleaf?
Yeah. Okay. Good question. Very good question. Couple of things. Number one, we all, including myself, supported Ellen back in 2005. We campaigned for Ellen back in 2005. And I think the record that Ellen still lives on even today was in our first term when the heavy lifting, when there was when the transition of Liberia from a failed state to a state that was actually standing up on its own feet. Those all happened in the first term. That was the term that Councillor Gongloe served in. But then in our society, as we know, we do not do guilt by association. There's no way any one of us can say, oh, uh, if you serve in Ellen's government, then you are guilty for everything that happened in Ellen's government. That's guilt by association. We all suffer from that. That's like telling me because I'm from Nimba, then I am also just as guilty as anybody from Nimba that has blood on their hands. Our society doesn't work that
Are
way,
you throwing the
right?
shot at Prince Johnson? Are you
No,
afraid
I
to
am
drop
not
his name?
throwing a shot at anybody. I was just giving an example that we all can understand. There's no in this society the idea that just because somebody served in government, they are equally guilty for whatever happened in that government. That is not true. Secondly, both Ambassador Boyka and Councillor Gongloe did not occupy the same level of authority, right? So, for example, he being a cabinet member, he was an appointed person. Is not comparable to Ambassador Boyka, who was a vice president, who was elected on the ticket, right? So the comparison does not even work
All right.
because then at the end of the first term, when things started to shake and things started to go south, that's when
So
Councillor
Dr.
Gongo,
Khan, at the end of the
Councillor
day,
Gongo resigned.
it's about numbers. And I
Yep.
think the Unity Party folks are looking at the numbers.
All
And
right.
so I'm glad you took from Nimba. Let's talk Nimba politics a little bit.
All right.
Prince Johnson has been that political godfather
Mm-hmm.
whose support for anybody will sway Nimba's support to that person in a mighty big way.
All
That
right.
has been the case. And Nimba now still has Prince Johnson, and Prince Johnson is beyond Joseph Boyka.
Yep.
How much of votes can Tiawan Gongloe win in Nimba County when Prince Johnson is not with him and he's with Boyka?
Well, I will tell you that as a journalist, if you were to look how the politics in Nimba has been going and how the Godfather status has been going, it's not as confident, right? So, like I say, for example, in the last two elections in Nimba, the person that Senator Johnson supported, I think, the one in District 1, and then I think there was a second one. The person that the senator lifted their hands up and said, well, this is the person that I support, they lost the election, right? The last election, 2005 election, uh, Senator Johnson swept that election. I think there were about 6 people running, and it was just a landslide. By his next time, he won only 38% of the vote, right? And the last time he ran, it ended up, I think it ended up in court because it was not a landslide, right? So yes, the Godfather status
So
is
what's your
there.
point?
So the point I'm trying to make is yes, we do have a Godfather, and
And who is that Godfather? That Godfather
we
remains
hold
Prince Johnson,
Senator
isn't it?
Johnson. We hold Senator Johnson in high esteem,
You
but you
do?
will also know that
You are
the
just saying
people.
he has blood on his hand
Hey,
and you still hold him
come
in high
on,
esteem?
hold on now. When you ask me a question, give me some time to answer, right? All right. So it's like I was saying. So Senator Johnson, we hold him in high esteem for being the senator, the senior senator for our county. He's been there 18 years, and well, so he has his place. He has his role to play over there. But you will also know anybody that has ever dealt with Nimba County that we are highly opinionated people, and maybe
Don't you think Prince Johnson is popular than Tiawan Nimba?
I don't know. I can say that way as much as Senator Johnson is popular, and he's held a place of high esteem in our country for 18 years, right? But we have
Do
now
you
a
think Prince
generation.
Johnson has done more for Nimba than Tiawan has done, maybe?
I don't know either, right? I don't know either because I could go to Nima today
So
and
what would be the reason why the people of Nimba will vote more for Tiawan Gongloe than the ones the Godfather, you agree is the Godfather, will suggest to them to vote for president?
the same reason that the people in Monrovia will vote for Councillor Congo. The
And what is
vision,
that reason?
the vision, well, better Liberia, a Liberia where people are seen and they are treated based on merit, and not just a Liberia where that goes by who know you or what part of the country you comes
Do
from.
you know whether the Liberian people have voted for anybody because of vision?
Well, there's always a first time. Every country that has moved from a desolate country to a developed country started from one person, started from just the first person. So we think Councillor Gongloe will be that person for Liberia, and we are sure that the Liberian people, after all the noise is settled down, they themselves want a better future for their children, even for themselves, right? I mean, they can cause all the noise, they got all the sweet talkers and all that stuff, but they know that next Tuesday, whatever decision they make is going to be felt for the next 6 years. So
Dr.
if they're
Pan,
gonna make those decisions based on T-shirts or based on bag of rice, that will be on them. We are not here to say, well, we don't think the Liberian people are intelligent enough to know that a better Liberia is possible, or to know that in order for their future to change, the way they have been doing things in the past also has to change. So
Dr.
if
Pan,
every Liberian decides to do the exact same thing they did 2017, I know 2025 will be just like 2020. Nothing will change.
Tiawan Gongloe is running for president for the first time. Most people who try to run for president in Liberia don't win for the first time. For example, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, George Manawia, they tried, though they were popular. Their first attempt, they didn't succeed. Even their second attempt, they didn't succeed, probably till the third attempt. So why would Tiawan win this thing on his first attempt?
All right. So let me give you other examples. You know, the whole idea about multi-party democracy is not a Liberian idea intrinsically, right? So the place we got the idea from, these things have happened there too. They have people that they say, oh, the person that their first time running and something like that. And we have examples. The immediate former president and the one before that of this country, they never had Trump.
What country are you talking about?
The United States of America. Trump never ran for any office before. He never had any political thing before. The first time running for president, he won. Obama, even though he ran for state senate and then the U.S. Senate, the first time running for president, he won too. So
in the cases of the two
individuals,
if you don't mind, Dr. Kwan, if you don't mind, the two examples you mentioned, we saw the enthusiasm on the part of this individual. Trump crowd could be seen as large. Obama, whenever he show up at the rally, you will see the crowd, you will see the groundwork and all that. But we don't see that with Tiawan.
That's
so
not true.
Anthony,
that is not true. If you went back to when was that election? 2008 election, before Super Tuesday, when Obama swept Hillary Clinton, there was no crowd for Obama anywhere. There was no, the whole work was done door to door on the cover. Even the night before Super Tuesday.
You are talking about the primary, my friend. I'm talking about
but I'm just saying.
Campaign in the election. Obama crowds were large every time he assembled. We are not seeing that.
Hold on now. So because right now the election on Tuesday can be compared to a primary per se, right? Because everybody in Liberia knows there's going to be a second round, right? That's when they he's going
to win the team by 65%.
That's what we're going. That's what we're going for. We still have faith. We still believe that we can win this on the first round. But I'm saying the average person in Liberia is thinking, since the last few elections went to the second round, that there will be a second round. It will be at that time when you don't have 20 people running and you only have 2. Then
are you suggesting that Tiawan will make it to the second round?
I am suggesting Tiawan will be the next president of the Republic of Liberia, whether we win it the first round or the second round. But I'm telling you, if we were to go to the second round with any of those people right now that are talking, and then we have a time where they sit one-on-one and we ask them questions, there will be no, like that second round, there will be no competition. Because you can see the total lack of vision, the total lack of plan for most of the people that think that they deserve to be president in the country today.
Thank you. Dr. Sang Jikpa is the board chairman, Friends of Tiawan Gongloe. He joins me from his beautiful state of Minnesota. My name is Anthony Saye. This is the Hour of Politics, and we are discussing the topic, an allegation against Councillor Tiawan Gongloe and other criticism against a candidacy. The Unity Party, according to what is in the political space right now, is saying Tiawan Gongloe has taken some money from the ruling CDC in exchange for the CDC support in 2029 for Tiawan Gongloe. And according to Dr. Kwan, who is a supporter of Tiawan Gongloe, that is ludicrous, that is false, and he believes that is completely far from the truth, and that the councillor will not do any such thing. According to him, he has spoken with him, and he told him this is complete lie. It did not happen. What do you know? We will take a short break and we will be Right back.
At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Jah.
We're back with you in conversation with Dr. Sanjay Kwan on allegation against Councillor Gongloe that he has taken money from the ruling CDC so that he can get their support in 2029. Dr. Kwan, so you said that this is all propaganda from the Unity Party side. So what is the Unity Party goal? If, for the sake of argument, as we agree with you that this is propaganda, what is the intent of their propaganda? What is the end goal? What are they trying to achieve for which, in your own words, they are lying on the councillor?
All right. Well, I wish at some point we will transition to talk about my candidate. I do not speak for Unity Party. All I can tell you is Unity Party is afraid. Their foundation is shaking. They know our candidate is out there and he's talking to people, and their candidate is not doing the same thing. And they might have as many surrogates as they think, but it makes, there's a difference when the person in himself talks to people. It makes a difference, when you say I'm going Cape Mount and you can get on the car and go Cape Mount and come back. It makes a difference if you say I'm going to this place and you can go there and come back without too much worry about whether when you get there you will be healthy enough to talk to the people.
Well, Joseph Walker has been doing that. He's been traveling.
I'm just saying.
In fact,
I am just saying. Those
he
things
just had a
happen
BBC interview recently. Your candidate have not had any BBC interviews.
Exactly. So, like I said, our point, we have had BBC interviews a lot in the past. Right now, our candidate is more concerned with reaching the interior people. Like he was in Grand Jide 2 days ago. He did a tour in Nimba County last week. He's coming back to Magibi and Monserrado, and maybe he might reach past. I don't know, but he is strong enough to go to 4 or 5 of the counties in 7 days and come back to Monrovia and wait for the election on Tuesday. So some part of that thing is shaking some people up. The optics, you might talk to BBC or VOA and talk to all those people, but we are the one going to the towns and villages in Nimba. We are the one you see getting out of the car to walk across the mud that, some people can still be held responsible for. So the more of these places, you can see that the campaign, we are the one that are extending the campaign to up country. I got a donation yesterday from somebody in Grand Jide because Councillor Gongloe was in Tucson and having a meeting the elders in the former president Samuel K. Doe's hometown. And this guy here in America, he looked on the TV and saw his parents talking to somebody who wants to be president of Liberia, right? And he's like, nobody has ever come to our town for this kind of stuff before. That's the kind of change we're talking about. Before you can rescue these people, you got to go to where they live, see how they live. Before you can fix their situation, you have to know what the situation is. You can't sit in Monrovia or say this is an air cool place and try to rescue or fix something that you don't even have a clue about. So we are on the ground and we are doing the work. And the fact that we are doing the work, the fact that we are doing the work is scaring some people.
What your candidate is doing, I think the other candidates or the other sides are doing it. For
well,
example,
then it's okay.
President Weah has been in Grand Prix. He went to a hometown of Southtown. Buaka went to a hometown of Foya. I understand Cummings is on his way to the southeast to a home county of the Maryland County.
Okay.
And they are all reaching people. So
exactly. And so you just back me up. They all feel the pressure now to do those things because we are. If we were not doing those things, they will all be trying to see what radio station or something they can get on and sitting maneuver. We are the one putting the pressure. And as we are putting the pressure, the people of Liberia are saying which of the candidates is genuine, which was actually leading, who following who, right?
You maintain that you have a path, but unscientific opinion polls,
scientific
by most media institution, hold on there, most media institution, to a certain extent have been a little consistent. Either it will be Parker, in some instances it will be We Are, and in some instances Cummings, not that he will win the pool, but sometimes he will come third. And Tiawan will always be more like at the bottom and sometimes not mentioned at all.
I just say at the bottom when you got 20 people running.
I'm not seeing anything that suggests substantively that your candidate has a chance.
Well, listen. What's today? Friday? Election is Tuesday. What more substantive would that be than on election day? Right?
So what indicators you are looking at? What indicators that you are looking at that we the media not seeing, looking at?
I've been telling you, but you're not hearing me. You keep telling me. You keep telling me what the media sees.
You are the one who have message. You are not the only one who has message. The other people
okay. Give me the message by the other people. Give me one message about the other people.
What can I say is here to rescue? The CDC.
That's a message.
The CDC is talking propo. Cummings is talking.
That is a message.
And what is
yeah. So you say rescue team. That's a message.
You are bringing broom to sweep corruption, and that's the message that's going to call it.
No, that's what I say. The broom is a symbol. That's not our message. That's a symbol we carry, right? But we are talking to people one-on-one. We don't have to
arrest.
We don't arrest.
Yeah.
Really? Right? Okay. I have sent you a copy. I have sent you a copy of our Better Liberia plan, Anthony.
Yes,
I sent you a copy. We just say, hold on. We spread it all over Liberia. And then when we say rules, for example, because you talk about arrest or whatever that name is, or the other people, I don't even think if they got one. But it's like, okay, the arrow stand for rules. Have you seen any place where it says this is how we're gonna do it? Or these are the particular rules.
No car will get stuck in the mud in Liberia when he's elected.
And you are propagating that. Because by you repeating that, you will either be making a mockery of the old man, and he said in 90 days no car will get stuck. But how you going to do it?
Why are you referring to him as old man?
Everybody refers to him as old man. He's an old man. So that's not disrespect. I'm not disrespecting him. Sometimes I call him old man. But right, that's not a disrespect. He is an old man. That is an honor in our culture, in our society. Being old is a good thing, and we respect old people.
He's old. He should get out of the race.
I'm not suggesting anything to him. I'm just saying sometimes I call him old man. But for the old man to say that he can face all the rules in Liberia in 90 days, you being a member of the press, you should press him a little bit harder. Even if that one road, if you can even fix from Secretary to Tapeta in 90 days, let him show you how. Or you can fix from Banga to Foya in 90 days, let him show you how. We're not talking about all the rules, just the little chunk from Banga to Foya or to Voyagerman. Let him say how. So people in the media also have a responsibility that when they hear these things, to go a little bit deeper. Because sometimes people, even by repeating it, you're propagating it. Don't make sense nowhere. Even if a 11-year-old child were to say that, we all would tell them it don't make sense. If a 1-year-old man said that, we should be able to say it don't make sense. Nobody can face all the rules in Liberia in 90 days.
we have 4 days to election. Can you believe that?
I believe that. I've been working on this thing for 1.5 years, Sonny. I am waiting for that.
We have 4 days to election, and I'm just curious. So let's get into prediction here. After the Tuesday polls, and when the votes are all counted, you are saying, well, if you don't win the first round, then there will be a second round.
Yeah.
Who all will be in that second round?
I'm not into prognostications. I ain't got no crystal ball to look at. I know we will either win the first round or we will be in the second round. That's all I can. That's all I know. And who else comes there with us? The ADO will beat them too. And do it nicely.
Wow, 4 days to election, and you are saying when it goes to second round, you will be in the second round, but you don't know who you will be in the second round with. You don't know.
It doesn't matter to me at all. Any candidate right now out of the other 19 people that goes on a 1-to-1 campaign with us, do not. Nobody stands a chance with that. I mean, right now the noise is plenty. There's all kind of flashers going around. Excuse me, everybody is talking at the same time. But if the noise will quiet down and you put 2 people on the stage and ask them the same question, I don't see any candidate in this race that's able to hold up their own, because all they know, I haven't heard any vision, or I haven't seen any one of them that has a plan for the Republic.
Your candidate has participated in, I believe, all the presidential debates. The B candidates, I don't know that I should call them B candidates, or maybe that should say the B parties, the Unity Party and the CDC. Their candidates didn't go to the debate at all.
Exactly.
And yet, it seems to be they have some numbers compared to you. They have a structure compared to you.
Yeah, you keep pressing on the numbers thing, but that's your thing. Keep it. But if I were you, I will be going after them, because this is how we ended up where we are. Remember, right? There's a reason why the old man don't want to go to a debate, because the last time he was at debate, that's where he ended up talking about being an old car in a garage, and that was used against him. So he's afraid to go to another one. The current president does not want to go to a debate because he won the last election without going to a debate. But you in the media, you need to be the conscience of society. You're supposed to be, okay, if you are asking us to vote for you, we are going to be the employers. You are going to be working for us. So you need to come tell us, why should we employ you? Now, if somebody is looking for a job from me and they say they're not coming for interview, I'm going to just get them a job, the Liberian people, especially the people.
Maybe the person is super qualified. That's why
I don't care how super qualified you are. I am a super qualified person. I got there. I don't know if you can see my diploma hanging behind me there, but if I want a job, I still gonna show up. And the people
you
gonna ask
right,
me some questions.
The Liberian people are the employers, and they look at we are the last time and say, well, debate, no debate, he's qualified, so they employ him, right?
Yeah, but look at it now.
They can do the same again.
Look at it now. So I think it was Einstein that said the true definition of insanity is doing the same thing but expecting different results. So if the last time you elected somebody that refused to come tell you what they will do when they win, and then the person you voted for today, now you already tired with them and you think that was a bad idea, then the next person that coming, they will say, we're not coming to talk to you. If you were to do the same thing you did 2017, your 2025 will be just like 2018. Nothing will change.
And so
you have to make these people come to you and tell you, when I win, I will do this and do this. Let it be recorded. So that when they win, we will take it to them. And if they don't deliver it, then we move them. based on what they told us they would do. But all I hear is everybody thinks when the person win, you do all the thing, he's supposed to do. But they are not telling us anything that they would do. When we say, okay, I'll face all the rules in 90 days, okay, how you going to do it? Where the money going to come from? How you going to do it? Say, oh, just trust me. And then they go like that. Nobody hires anybody like that.
And Dr. Cllr, finally, for your closing remarks here, looking into the camera, Liberians are listening to you. Why Tiawan Gongloe will win and make a good president for Liberia compared to Joe Boaka, George Weah, Alice Cummings, Sarah Besloyanti, and Dr. Clarence Monaba and others?
All right. Thank you very much. I'm sorry we came to a close. I spent my precious time talking about.
Go ahead.
Oh, I believe Tiawan Gongloe is the best candidate in this race. That is not debatable. Every Liberian, even you yourself, you say, oh, every Liberian you talk to say, oh, we know he's the best, but we must get it into this other person this year. He must wait for 6 more years. Every Liberian we spoke to, they say, oh yeah, we know he's the best. So you knowing that somebody is the best, but choosing to settle for something less, we know in psychiatry there are times when people who have been extensively abused, they get some kind of affinity for the abusers, right? So we can see it, and then we can justify sometimes in the past you never had a good choice. You were always choosing between the lesser of two evils. But this year, you have a good choice. And if Liberia will change, each and every one of us need to change. We need to change the way we select our leaders. Because you want your leader to be the person that you can emulate. You want your president to be somebody you want your child to look up to be like in the future. So Tuesday, every 6 years, God gives us another chance to reset. So that when we make mistake, we have a chance to reset. Tuesday will be your chance to reset. I hope you will know that whatever you do on Tuesday, the consequences will last for 6 years or maybe longer. Because even the president we have now, they're signing agreements that Liberia will be responsible for 10 years from now. So then it's like the decision on Tuesday is your opportunity to bring a better Liberia. And if you think about it, and if you stop saying, he's the best, but, and you just put the person is the best there. That's your part. Tomorrow when you go pray to God, you say, God, I did my own. You voted for somebody who you think best. Whether you get crowd, you ain't get crowd, just imagine. If everybody voted for who they thought was best, we'll see who get a crowd on Wednesday morning. I want to say thank you to Friends of Liberia. We will be here, and I'm sure a couple of weeks from now I'll come back to let you know how the election went in Liberia.
Thank you. And thank you so very much. That was the voice of Dr. Saye Gongloe, both chairman of Friends of Gango. He came here to clarify an allegation against his candidate, Councillor Tiawan Saye Gongloe, that he has received or taken money from the ruling CDC in exchange for a 2029 support. He said that is a flat lie. That did not happen. Tiawan Gongloe is a man of impeccable character and will do no such thing of taking money from anybody to shortchange his dream and vision for Liberia. Well, folks, so this is how we will come to the end of this edition of the Hour of Politics. Councillor Tiawan Gongloe is the presidential candidate of the People's Party.
Corruption la yapona me wo kwa wa iba wo ne ala wo inga yewa wo ampani mano senga yewa zo rende ye pana pone kanu buga wore kanu buga ba gamo lo mwe would that be the case ya kwa etia wa kwa gbogbo ya kwa kanu wo paga
every booking must come to an end. So this is how we will end this edition of the Hour of Politics. This is for whoever wins, let the elections be peaceful.
Something's better.